budget. And this loan is a 50% principal forgiveness. So although the loan's for $600,000 for the project, the city will only be paying principal on $300,000. The interest rate on that loan is 1.71%. That's been updated. And as I said, the principal forgiveness on that project is a half, which is $300,000. Not a bad deal, huh?
Not bad.
The second one is, this is another loan. This is $350,000 from JIFA, and this is a similar funding mechanism of 50%. So we're only paying $175,000 on the principal. This is for the Mountain Tops Water Booster Pump Station, and the principal, the interest on that loan is 1.5%, and they're both 20-year loans. And as I said, those two projects are contained in the 2024 budget.
Okay, do I have a motion to, on the consent agenda?
So moved. I so moved.
So move to accept?
Accept the consent agenda.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, let's have a roll call vote. Dr. Whaley?
Yes.
Angie?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
And Christie?
Yes.
Also, Bill is on the phone. Bill?
Yes.
Okay, Bill answered yes. Okay, motion passes. The next item is under action 7A, discussion and action regarding Planning Commission's recommendation on Housing Authority's rezoning application of 4.10 acres from the medium-density residential R2 to high-density residential R3. So we have this one down as discussion / action. So is there any discussion amongst the council?
I make a motion to deny the Blue Ridge Housing Authority's request to change
Bill?
zoning from R2 to R3.
Bill, I've asked for discussion. Let's see if there's any discussion before we jump to motion, okay?
Actually, isn't discussion supposed to be on action after the first and second,
So,
I believe? Is that right? Or does it matter?
I mean,
you can do either.
You can have either. I mean, you can have the discussion among the council and presentation by the staff or questions for the staff.
And I figured we would go ahead and do, because the staff, not every council member was able to attend the planning commission. I think Angie was there. You were there, weren't you, Christy? So we have 3 council members who were actually unable to hear the planning, where they weren't at the planning commission's meeting, so they didn't even hear from the public. So we figured they would actually want to hear from the recommendation from our own staff, as well as the recommendation from the planning commission before we enter into a motion. Okay. Eric, I'll let you go first, please.
Okay. So this is a request of the Housing Authority, as it was indicated before, to rezone land from medium density R2 to high density R3. The tract of land totals 4.1 acres. It's located on the corner of Ash Street and Broadtown Road, and includes 11 separate addresses. This was heard at a public hearing by the Planning Commission, and they recommended approval of the rezoning.
I'd like to clarify the fact that I was at the planning mission.
Oh, you were there? Yeah, that's what I asked, who was there, so.
Yeah, I was there too.
I knew not everybody was there. In fact,
Right.
I wasn't there myself,
Right.
so.
Right.
So you were there.
Yeah.
2 council members were not there, so. Okay. Which I do think, honestly, it's a great idea, if we're not going to have a second public hearing, for all council members to actually attend that hearing, because it's good you're making the decisions, so it's good to attend.
Is that,
Okay, do
is
we
that
have-
meeting on the, is it recorded?
Yes.
Yeah, it is, yeah, it's actually live streamed, so you could
It's on
watch
our
it.
website.
Yep.
It's on the website.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
I think Bill already made a motion, didn't you, Bill? You want to make it again?
He will need to make it again, Jack. He certainly will. Yep. Bill?
Yeah, I still make a motion to deny the Blue Ridge Housing Authority to request change zoning from R2 to R3.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. We're going to have a roll call vote. Christy?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Angie?
Yes.
And Dr. Whaley? Okay. Motion passes. Okay, the next item, actually, Bill, you didn't vote, you just made the motion. Yeah, go ahead and tell your vote.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. It does get confusing when not everyone's here.
So there's no
So-
need to take action on
Yeah,
7B.
Yep. 7B was in reference to the changing of the zoning map, so we don't need to do that since it was denied. So 7C is a resolution by the City of Blue Ridge for our budget. Have you all had an opportunity to look over it? I know Christy and Dr. Whaley came to the budget hearing. Did any of the rest of you have any questions about it since you were unable to attend?
Eric and I went over it in your office.
Okay. Bill, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Angie?
No, me and Eric
Okay.
went over it too.
Perfect. So do I have a motion to approve the budget?
So
I move we
moved.
approve the budget.
Okay.
I
And you-
second Jackson motion.
Okay. Well, let's have a roll call vote. Dr. Whaley?
Yes.
Angie?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Yes.
And Christy?
Yes.
And Bill?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. And thank you, Eric, for all your hard work on that. I know you put months of effort into that, and you did a fabulous job, so thank you so much. Discussion, agenda items, we have none. Reports, we have none.
Rise to personal privilege. I want to remind the city and the press that we have kept the millage rate and the reduction in taxes in place. So this is actually, you're spending more money in the budget at a lower tax rate.
Yep, yeah, thank you for pointing that out. Okay, moving on to public comments. I know we do have we have probably a couple of people who want to speak. And you will have 3 minutes, and if you come up, just give your name, and then you'll have 3 minutes.
I've got time.
Okay. Yeah.
Are we ready?
Yep. 'Cause we-
My name's Donna Thompson. Your decision tonight is not a surprise.
Can you get closer to the microphone,
Could you
please?
state where you live,
Can we
too,
s-
please?
Yes, I live in Blue Ridge.
Yes, okay.
It's not gonna hold.
And Donna, let me start the timer because Amy is out tonight. Let me get that going just to make sure, okay? I'm sorry. Hold on just a second.
I have a timer on my
Okay,
computer.
he's
I
got
can-
it.
I can-
Okay,
Are we ready?
we are ready.
You're not cheating me, are you?
Nope.
Okay. Donna Thompson, your decision tonight's not a surprise. While you have stated for months that you're here to control growth, some of you seem to have forgotten that you campaigned on housing. Some of you had pretty blue ads, some of you did it in your Facebook page. And it was also an approved goal in your comprehensive plan that everybody unanimously approved, goal number 5. The request to rezone one parcel of the BRHA property from R2 to R3 would have made all parcels consistent. This would have aided greatly with the RFP going out this month. We're set to go out this month. And the development of any plans that we were going to do on the property that would help our residents. This isn't about anybody except our residents. The board has a fiduciary responsibility to our residents. They are residents in the city limits. They are people you represent. I wonder, do you know what they want? You always talk about knowing what the people want. This is also about potential future residents that we could have at the Housing Authority. So representation should be equal across all neighborhoods, regardless of income. I ask that you take a good look at the camera up there. I hope each one of you will look there. I hope each and every person who resides in our 48 units are watching tonight to witness the decision that you made, because you made it for them. I hope those that are on a wait list are watching, and I hope those that are currently living in their cars or on the streets will be told what's happened. There are many needs in our community. At the recent housing meeting that was hosted at Family Connections, I think 4 of you attended that. Sherry Morris stated a shocking fact that they at Family Connections are currently opening early so that those who live in their cars can shower before they go to work. So let's change direction a little bit and talk about public hearings. I know that Angie Arp recently, about 6 months or so ago, asked Mr. Connerly about the public hearing issue and could they only have one per, request. And he said yes, so you have one. But I was reviewing the last rezoning that came before you was Chevron. They were put on the planning agenda with a public hearing and public input. And then they were put on the city agenda under public hearing with public input twice. So that's 3 times the applicant and citizens had the ability to speak. Housing Authority was put on the planning agenda with public hearing and public comment, and then put on your agenda as discussion, and it was a slam dunk. So Chevron got 3, Housing Authority got 1. I would ask that you at least be consistent, otherwise it does give the appearance of targeting, prejudice, and discrimination against applicants. Thank you.
Okay, is there another public comment? Anyone else?
Hello, I'm Greg. My name is Greg Arnold. I reside at 1167 East Main Street, and I'm also a member of the Planning Commission. And I personally am a little bit surprised, not entirely, but a little bit. It was our decision was based on feedback from the Regional Commission. The fact that you guys signed the comprehensive plan, and that parcel was zoned R3 in that plan. And that it was, in our opinion, in a good position, and it also benefited the Housing Authority. And in past meetings, Dr. Willie's even alluded to the city partnering with the Housing Authority. Well, that's probably not the kind of partner they're looking for. And I wanted to clarify a couple things. There was some time back, a few meetings back, there was a comment that there was over 100 acres of R3 zone properties in the city limits of Blue Ridge. Well, based on the current zoning map and a real estate app that I downloaded, I decided to do a little work myself and just figure out really how much acreage is there in R3. Well, based on this, and this may be a little off, a few tenths of an acre or something like that. Based on the zoning map, there's 61.67 acres of R3 zoned in the city limits of Blue Ridge. The Housing Authority owns 6.86 of those acres. The Health Department has 7.18 acres. The Chastain House is 1.08 acres. Overlook Development is 8.73 of those acres. And that's the housing up on top of the hill. The current Summit apartments that are being built by the theater, that's 2.1 acres. Lots that are too small on East 2nd Street, where it's like they're 0.15, 0.2, they're just really, it's basically a duplex or a quadplex maximum density. That's 9.6 acres. Already built upon, 6.15 acres. And then probably unbuildable, like over here, next to Overlook, state water issues, 2.06 acres, which leaves 17.9 acres of R3 that's either open or has really old homes that might be considered tear down. So it'd be nice if the fact that, things that the city council stated were accurate. I don't know if y'all look at the zoning map. I don't know if you take the time to really understand where these parcels are and how buildable they are and how unbuildable they are. I would have a personal agenda in this game. I just own my little property on East Main Street, and if I had a personal agenda, I probably wouldn't have approved it because I could see it from my house, but I don't. I have a lot of friends here that need help. They need help with employees. I have personally tried to hire somebody and it fell through because they couldn't find anywhere to live. Ginger's shared numerous numbers about job openings in the hospitals, the schools, emergency services, and these folks don't have anywhere to live. So, and I'm all for.
Your time is up unless the
Okay.
council would like to allot additional time. Would anyone? Everybody's heard okay, guess they've heard
All
enough.
right, thank y'all.
Okay. Okay, is there anyone else in the public?
Yes, I'm the last one.
Yep, you are the last one.
Good evening. My name is Jim Callender. I live out in Mineral Bluff at 578 Toccoa River Forest. I'm the current commander of the American Legion Post 248 here in Blue Ridge. This evening, I'm here to tell you about a program called the Hometown Heroes Honor Banner Program that I hope you would want to implement here in Blue Ridge. I got this idea from the town my daughter lives in Toronto, Ohio. It's a town about the size of Blue Ridge, and on every utility pole, there's a banner that looks like this. honor the local veteran with their picture, their branch of service, their dates of service, et cetera. And it's a sight to see. Sometimes there are more than one banner on a pole. So what does this program consist of? It involves a municipality partnering with a local utility to get permission to use the poles. And by the way, I've already talked to Chuck Thomas out at Tri-State, who happens to be a veteran. He's all for this program. But the municipality has to administer the program. You have to advertise it. Families fill out an application. Current cost is about $160 for a banner with the brackets. And then the municipality would mount the banners around the town and keep track of where they are, because the family's going to want to see their banner that they paid for eventually. So with that, I'll be quick. That's what it's all about essentially. I have some details I'd like to leave you with, and if y'all are interested, I can certainly come back or meet with you individually at a later date, and then we can discuss it. So is it okay if I pass this out?
Oh, please, yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I know we're supposed to direct our questions to the mayor, so I'll
Yes.
direct the question to the mayor. Do the families pay the $160-something? That's,
So I believe, we let him know, so I met with him recently, and we went over some of this, and it's, interesting program. So could you answer that question? I believe anybody can pay, can't they?
The way Toronto, Ohio did it, yes, the families paid for it, but they don't necessarily have to if someone else is
Yeah.
willing to step up and
what
cover
I
the
mean
cost.
is the city doesn't pay for it.
No,
No.
no.
Question.
But personally, I would like to see someone other than the family bear that cost. I spoke to the Chamber of Commerce, and they're going to take a look at it to see if
Okay.
there's any way they could help out. That's one idea, but open to ideas. But regardless, I'd love to see this. Judging from the interest in the local paper, we had over 300 photos in the insert, and same last year. And I did an informal survey of the utility poles, and we can certainly accommodate that number. So if you're looking at around 300 or so, you're looking at the $40,000, $50,000 range for the banners and the brackets, somewhere in there. So that's what you're kind of looking at in terms of cost. But it involves some person who's computer literate, who can deal with this, and there'll be a surge at the beginning with applicants, but then it should taper off. But that would make our city and our county unique. It would add to the patriotism of the county, and part of our job in the American Legion is to promote patriotism. So I think it'd be a wonderful addition to our city.
We appreciate it. We do a lot, 3 minutes, your 3 minutes is up, so thank you so much. And you have my contact and Mr. Shiroka, so yeah, thank you so
All right,
much.
just let me know. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, do we have any other further public comments? Okay, we do not need to go into executive session, so the meeting is adjourned.